I've recently had a fairly interesting challenge, something that I've been thinking quite a bit about. I've reached out to the team and collected some feedback from those guys, and they've given me some great insights and great thoughts about the way they see the world. And so I thought it might be kind of cool if maybe we got together and I shared this stuff with you, because perhaps I'm not the only one that gets challenged with these kinds of things. Recently, I've been thinking a lot about failure and success, and for the most part, I'm not speaking about my personal life or even my business life, but really more in the life of my ministry and the way I measure effectiveness of what we're doing at Wisdom Skateboards. You know, we've been doing this now for 10 years, and it's been a long and interesting and fairly detailed and rugged journey at times, but it's also been filled with some great successes and lots of fun times. We've met lots of cool people, and we've had an opportunity to really share what we believe and what we think. The challenge I've been up against here recently in regards to success is I haven't felt like we've been very successful as an organization and even maybe even on an individual level. And so I reached out to the team and I asked them to record a very brief segment, each one of them, to define how they measure success. Because it occurred to me as I was feeling fairly unsuccessful that the way you measure success is determined upon the way you define success. I never really thought about that much. So I wanted to get some feedback from the team members and see how they define success. You know, how do they measure it? What is it that they look to determine whether they themselves have been successful in their lives and in ministry in general? I tried not to give them any specific direction because I've been going through and pondering these things over myself, trying to figure it out. So I want to share with you what the team has to say. And then after you hear their comments, I'll comment too, but I'd love to see your comments down below. If you would comment down below here on this video, and even share it with your friends. Let's get something going here, because a lot of times I think we get trapped in a mindset of an unfulfilled life. We get trapped feeling like we're a failure, all the while we haven't taken the time to truly define for ourselves what success is. So take a look at these comments, see what these guys have to say. It's pretty insightful.
Success is being content with what you have and being content with those who are in your life around you. Being able to enjoy life right where you're at. It's not necessarily how much money you make or how much success in the world's eyes that you have, but I believe that success is being able to impact your world around you with your passions, with what you love, and being content in that moment, being content with your scenario, and living life to the fullest right where you're at.
Success is the fulfillment of a goal or purpose. If you look up the word on the internet, you often find that it is used to describe wealth or fame. In my mind, I think that we only experience true success when we are living for Christ.
Success is something that the world would say comes from having lots of stuff, like materialistic things. Maybe it's having a big house or having lots of money or a car. The Bible says, and I've experienced a lot in my own life, chasing success, that, it doesn't come from that type of stuff. Success in my life has come from being able to, know the Lord and grow in the Lord, and being able to know my Creator and enjoy beautiful things like being at the beach here tonight, enjoy His creation. Success has come from having 4 beautiful kids and having a beautiful wife that I've been married to for almost 8 years. Like, I find success in that type of stuff. I find success in doing skate ministry, and like some of the most happiest times that I've ever experienced are from when a kid finally gets it, like finally understands what it is to know Jesus. And I think that's what success is. And don't get stuck in all the overrated things that the world will try to throw at you. Find success in the Lord. He has great plans for you, and plans that will succeed you and prosper you in your life.
Success is defined by how you view the world. I think a lot of us tend to view success as achieving great high goals, creating wealth, creating a great legacy, gaining awesome social status, which all of these things are great things and are successfully done is a great thing to do. But I believe that true success is finding out who you are and who you're created to be, fulfilling your purpose, achieving that we all have this path that we're going down, and we all have a goal on who we want to be and who we were created to be, and finding that out and helping each other. I believe that this is true success. And without this, just chasing money and doing all these other things and having a great social status is not going to matter if we don't know who we are and who we are created to be. So I think true success is finding that path and achieving goals and continuing to pursue who you are.
Success is knowing your God-given purpose in life and walking in it. It's not as much a destination as it is the journey as we walk in what God has planned for our lives, knowing His purpose and knowing His calling on our lives and walking in it.
You know, what fascinated me about each of their definitions is that they were all so similar. And I gave them no guidance, and I did it intentionally. I said, record a video, and I want you to start it with success is. That's all I told them. I did tell them it was going to be for this vlog, and that I was going to be covering it. Now, when I started this vlog, I promised you guys that I would be transparent. And so, in full transparency, I have to tell you that in listening to their definitions of success, I was challenged. You know, myself, feeling like I was, as an organization and as a leader, that I was failing. Not that we as an organization were failing, but that I was failing. When I listen to their definitions of success, I have to take a step back, and quite frankly, I was a little bit ashamed of myself. You know, I lead these people. I lead this ministry. I lead this organization and this business and this brand. And I started it with one purpose. And really that purpose was to share the gospel of Jesus Christ. There's no other reason why we exist. As a matter of fact, a couple of years ago, I was challenged to write a manifesto that explained both to the team, both future and present, who we were, what we did, and why we do it. And I often go back and I read that manifesto, but there's times, even when you read your own words, you read your own documentation, that sometimes you forget about who you are, and you forget about why you exist and what your purpose is. So to be completely honest with you, I had to pick up that manifesto and I had to read it, and I had to study it, and I had to ponder it. I had to consider whether it was still true. You know, Wisdom Skateboards was birthed on a vision to share the gospel, plain and simple. It wasn't to sell skateboards. It wasn't to sponsor skateboarders. It had nothing to do with any of that. It had everything to do with sharing the gospel. It had everything to do with making Jesus famous. And beyond that, everything else was irrelevant. Now, my shame comes in getting frustrated because we don't sell a lot of skateboards. One of the avenues that I set up from the beginning of this mission was manufacturing and selling skateboards. And the whole purpose of doing that wasn't because we wanted to be some great skateboard company. It was because it was a pathway to help fund the ministry and the missions of our team members. It's not so that I can generate some kind of great wealth, or so that we can become some great skateboard company with worldwide recognition. That was never what it was all about. But yet I found myself recently frustrated because we don't sell a whole lot of skateboards. I was reading in the book of John this morning, chapter 1. You know, Jesus said that He was the light that came into the world, and the darkness didn't understand it. The darkness, depending on what translation you read, the darkness didn't understand it. The darkness couldn't overcome it. He also said later on in the book of John that because of who he is and because of who we are and because we follow him, that we're going to be hated just like he was hated. Now, you think about skateboard industry, that's about as dark as it gets. Are we hated for what we do? You better bet. Matter of fact, what we do at SFC Jericho Skate Park, there's a lot of people that hate that, man. What's interesting is we're there to share love, peace, and acceptance, and we get hate in return. But isn't that what Jesus did? He came to share love, peace, and acceptance, and he was hated for it. So why should I be surprised? So here's the deal. Here's what we're going to do. Wisdom Skateboards will continue to exist. It's not going away. If we sell skateboards, great. If we don't sell skateboards, who cares? If you want to buy in to help support missionaries and to help fund the mission of Wisdom Skateboards around the world, buying a skateboard is a great way to do that. You can buy a t-shirt, wear our logo, talk to people about what Wisdom is all about. If you want to get involved, join the street team and connect with our global community. We've got people all over the world that are part of the team, and it's for nothing more than just to have a community of believers that are all passionate about skateboarding. So the mission of Wisdom Skateboards is very simple. It goes no further and it has no more depth than sharing the gospel. And when I compare what ministries and what efforts we're collectively doing as a team, I could not be more excited about what we're doing. And I want to expand our efforts in those areas. My measure of success is how frequently and how fervently are we sharing the gospel. I'm not going to worry about skateboard sales anymore. I'm over that. It was never what I was to focus on to begin with. And it's funny, we can get distracted by the dumbest of things. Selling skateboards is pretty dumb. So when I look at what Trevor does, he's constantly on the road sharing the gospel. I see pictures. Look at his Instagram, man, of all of these kids that are coming to Christ because of the ministry that Trevor delivers. Brittany and Mark just moved to Thailand to be full-time missionaries for an entire year. Jeremiah Rosales just moved to San Francisco on a 2-year commitment to be a full-time missionary at Calling All Skaters for YWAM. Shauna and Mark just built a half pipe in their backyard and host regular Bible studies in their backyard. Dane is an active missionary in his skate parks in Arizona. Several days a week, he's out leading Bible studies and teachings in the skate park, taking the church to the skate park. Dan is actively preparing for a mission to Peru. This will be, I believe, his 3rd year that he has led a mission to Peru. We're actively working with a ministry in Winter Garden about helping them to facilitate a missions trip to Africa to introduce skateboarding and Christ to people that have never seen nor heard. Russell is very active at SFC Jericho, leading Bible studies and growing relationships with people. Me personally, I've got my fingers in so many things. Sometimes I don't know whether I'm coming or going. But the measure of our success, and from here forward, I'm going to go ahead and make this proclamation to you, and you can hold us to this. Our measurement of success and our manifesto is such that we are called to share the gospel of Jesus Christ. And that's it. It'd be cool if you help us out, join up, get connected with us. We want to support you. If we can help you in any way to be successful in your own skate ministry, or you don't even know how to get started, connect with us. We'll get somebody connected with you to help you. We don't want to be islands in ministry. We want to help people to facilitate what God's asking them to do in their own lives. So please take the time to share this video, comment below, subscribe, turn on notifications, share this with everybody that you know. The measure of success is your performance in the kingdom. Are you living up to what God designed you purposely for. You were called for a great purpose.